An EDC sling has now become my must-have item in my wardrobe for daily adventures and traveling. This is the Tomtoc Wander-T26 Sling at 5.5 liters volume. With so many slings vying for your attention and your money, is this sling worth your money? Is it skimping out on any features when it costs almost half the price of its competitors? Just a disclaimer, Tomtoc did reach out to me to find out if I wanted to review their product. This was definitely something that interested me. I already have a sling from Alpaca Gear that is about this same volume as well. So it was really interesting to be able to explore this bag in a different form factor. They are not paying me for this review. They have no say in anything. It comes in 3 different colors, 2 of which are different materials. This is a 1680D nylon fabric. The other 2 are an X-Pack V21. This comes in at $69.99 USD. The 2 others, the X-Pack, because they are a bit more of a robust material, come in at $89.99. But we'll cover material a little bit later as well. To give you an idea, here are similar volume slings from other brands. The Chrome Industries is the most alike in price and shape. If you do consider buying it, please do use the affiliate links. It will help support the channel at no cost to you. This is almost 13 inches long, 6.69 inches wide, 3.75 inches deep. There's an adjustable shoulder strap from about 40 inches to 55 inches. This bag on its own empty weighs 1.21 pounds. It's not very heavy, it's not very light. It is a pretty robust bag, so that weight is pretty normal for me. I would say use cases for this is daily urban adventures in your city or abroad. I've used this at a music festival. Usually I have my Camelback, but I decided I'm gonna test it out. It was actually way more space than I needed for carrying a water bottle, my battery bank, my phone, and an apple. Because it turns out apples are really great when you're at a music festival. It's my new go-to snack. I'll show you examples of packing this backpack later on in the video. So for the material, this particular one is the 1680D nylon. It is scratch resistant, water resistant, and so far has not shown any tear. It's got really nice thick fabric with a nice woven pattern. It also comes with a 2-year warranty should anything ever happen to the bag. There's very subtle branding. There's just the T right here, which I like. You can't even really tell it's a T, but I know it's a T for Tomtoc. You have even a little strap here that you could put something on. The shoulder strap, which is nice and thick and padded, also cover this, the buckle for the adjustability, depending on what side you wear it and depending how long your strap is. The strap also is a 1.5 inch wide, nice seatbelt type material, so super resistant. The padded shoulder strap is removable with this buckle out. Just pass it through here and then pull it out. But I like it. I find it comfortable. It goes well with the bag. It might be overkill for a bag of this size, but I appreciate it because if I have heavier things, why not just leave it? And I also find threading it through is not necessarily the easiest thing. So it comes with it, just use it. Cord management, excellent. Clean, nothing is popping out, which I really like because that does happen on some other bags and it bothers me when it does that because I end up having to like constantly adjust. There's also what I believe is a MOLLE strap, so you could throw on a bunch of other things in here, which is great. You could put a little light, you could put some sort of tool. You can attach a little pouch as well that has some sort of clip. So you can put a bag on your bag. Why not? I really like the material. It's thick, it feels like quality, it feels robust. This bag is also quite roomy and boxy. It keeps its shape pretty well, as you can tell here. There are compression straps on the side, which I think is a little overkill for this type of bag. I don't use it for compression straps because I feel like that'll just make it more difficult to reach into the bag, and this just seems like more effort than it's worth to make it look a little bit slimmer. But this is actually excellent to use to throw other things onto here. You could put a shirt in here, fit a small tripod, like a Joby Gorilla Pod, like what I'm filming on right now. Even though they are technically compression straps, I would use this for other things. That makes it versatile. There's a lot of little extra features like that on the bag that at first you don't notice, but as you start using it, you realize. They have here something called a Duraflex buckle. If you want to move your strap without popping it over your head, you can do that. I find that annoying, so I wouldn't personally do that, but it's there if you want. Actually, what I use this buckle is sometimes if I'm at a restaurant, I will put it on the chair, and depending on the chairs, I can actually buckle it and then clasp it back just so I have extra security. I live in a pretty safe city. No one's ever tried to like yank my bag and run with it, but it just gives me this additional security for stealing the bag. Got like 120 degrees rotation, which makes it really comfortable too when you put it on your back. It easily adjusts and the strap will not do any weird twisting because the buckle will turn and adjust to fit well on you. There is a downside to this buckle though, and I went on reviews to see if I was the only one, and sometimes it squeaks a little bit. I can't get it to do it right now. Typically not too much of an issue because it's more when I'm putting the bag on that I'll notice the squeaking, and then as I walk, I don't seem to notice it squeaking because it's not like moving around my body that much. It's just something to note. I find this sits on my back pretty comfortably, and you can also wear it in front of you, although with the sling this size, and maybe more importantly on my size, I'm 5'3" and a half depending on the day. Kind of looks, you know, big. It doesn't look ridiculous. I wouldn't do it for fashion if I put it in the front personally. Whereas I have a much smaller sling that I can do that with. This is something that would live more on my back. But maybe if you are a larger human, you would have a different perspective. The zippers are all quiet. I love that. They don't make any noises. They have a little rubber piece here, so they're easy to grab. I like the zipper pulls, they're nice and beefy. I've never had any issues with any of the zippers snagging or sticking or feeling sticky because, I mean, they're nice YKK zippers. They're not waterproof. They're all black for these zippers, except for this one little dark blue one, which I like. It's a nice, cute little touch. They've been heated at the end, so there's no fraying. And also, look at the little details here. You have almost the same blue when it comes to the stitching and the zipper. That's really a cute detail. I mean, the blue isn't on every single stitch, but it is on the compression straps. But this thing is water resistant, so in a crazy downpour, maybe seek shelter just to be safe if you have any electronics in there. And on the outside, there's also this really nice handle. It's beefy. It does stick out, which at first I was like, I don't know if I like that. But I actually quite do. It never gets in the way of anything so far. And it really makes it easy to grab because it is sticking out, unlike other ones where the handle was like seamless in the bag. And this just makes it more inviting to use like this. And I actually do use this handle a lot, particularly in a situation where I'm getting out of the car. Instead of slinging it over my shoulder, I'll just carry it like a briefcase. And it's very comfortable to carry like that. Sometimes I actually use this bag to put a bunch of tools in if I have to repair something on my bicycle, and I'll just carry it around like a little toolbox almost. There's just enough organization, perfect for my taste personally. Inside of the pack, we have this high vis blue for the black model, this 1680 black model. So it makes it very easy to find your items on the front pocket here with the blue zipper pull. We just have two very simple pockets, not elastic. And then you have a key ring here. I really like this key ring because it's simple. It's not a proprietary system, which on other slings I've had proprietary things, which is fine if you're stuck with their ecosystem, or it's fine if you don't swap bags a lot, but I am a person that now has multiple bags and I swap them regularly depending on what thing I'm doing, and I will use the perfect bag for the situation. So this has a simple clip, which I like. That's all you need. Sometimes you don't need complicated things and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Metal, so it's sturdy and resistant, and doesn't take up a lot of room, and long enough that if I were to sling this in the front of my body and I were to use the key on here to open the door, it's plenty enough. Also really great to get in and out of buildings if you have a fob. So I like the length of this. To the main compartment, so notice here that the zippers went end to end. I really like that. It makes it very easy to open the bag and reach inside. And because the sling is quite boxy and roomy and keeps its shape, it actually makes it very easy to pop things in and out. Originally, when I looked at this bag, I was lukewarm about it when Tomtoc reached out to me because I don't find all that fantastic looking, and it does look boxy, especially if you're a smaller person. I started to not care about it because I really appreciated what this boxiness could do and it keeping its shape. It made it so easy to open the bag and grab things. I wasn't fighting against the bag and the bag collapsing while I was trying to reach things in here. Nothing falls out either. So that's a win for me. On the inside here, you have that same high-vis material, but there's a lot of black as well because there's different mesh pockets. So here you have a little bit of a stretchy mesh pocket with another zipper, but also another quiet zipper. You have your main compartment here. When I actually don't even have a lot in my bag, I barely use the organization. I just throw everything in here because I don't need to use all these organization because it's very easy to grab whatever I want. Over here we have 2 elastic mesh pockets with an elastic band at the top, and the material is elastic and meshy as well. Could fit a small drone in here as well. And then on the back here, we have a little pull tab to make it easier to pull this open if you need to. It's not magnetic or anything. There is an elastic at both sides, so you could stretch it out. You could put a notebook, you could put an iPad, you could put a Nintendo Switch, and then you have the Tomtoc logo in the back. And then on the back here, it's actually a bit padded, so you would be protecting your devices on the backside. I would still be careful about putting your bag down though if you had an iPad or a Nintendo Switch, because it's not a suspended storage compartment either. It's not like a backpack where you have a lot more real estate to play with, and you could do that. So just like, don't go crazy with your bag if you're putting it down. But it is padded in the back for your comfort and also for your tech. And then on the back here, you have another compartment. So this one would be to put things that you need a bit more safety. I don't know if I would opt to put a wallet back here. I haven't so far, because typically when I would put wallets back in a back compartment when I had it available, it would just feel a little uncomfortable on my body and also just made it awkward in the main storage. Luckily, I live somewhere where I don't have to worry too much about my wallet getting stolen. If I have my wits about me and I don't do anything too dumb or flashy, then it's generally okay. Here's where I would put something of value, like a bunch of extra cash, for example, maybe, or passport. That's where this would go. Anything of value, especially if you're traveling. Here's a couple of ways that I would pack this bag out. This is just an example. You may load it however you wish to, whichever makes sense. So I'd have a notebook. Let's say you had an iPad that could go back here. I have a little pen thing and it's covering pretty much the top, but I could still close it, so that's not a problem. But I could always remove the pen and push it somewhere here instead, perhaps. My big water bottle. This is a 500 milliliter water bottle, so it's really big, and I like that I can throw this entire thing in here, and it's very easy for me to grab even when the bag is loaded out. Then I have my feminine hygiene products and band-aids because I am very clumsy, so I would put this probably here. And this mesh compartment doesn't take up a lot of room. My battery bank, I'll probably use one of these little organization pockets to keep that organized. My cell phone, probably here so I could easily grab it. Then this is a foldable blanket, 1 to 2 people, I believe. Very thin, but it just protects your bum from the ground, especially if the ground's wet. I'll link all of these products in the description for you. Could throw that in there. A snack, sunglass case. I could throw my wallet in here if I wanted to. I typically wouldn't use the back pocket for anything other than like a passport, because if I put it in here, it's gonna kind of bump out and it's not gonna be the most comfortable. There's still room, and I could easily close this up. And then in the front, I'm using this to simulate earbuds because I don't have any currently yet. But I could put that in there. Floss, always need floss. Lip balm, nobody likes a chapped lip. Gum, starting to get a bit full now because of the main compartment. And my keys. You throw it all in there, everything fits in really well. Now let's say it was a rainy day. Well, I could also throw in my little umbrella. It's gonna start to get a bit tight in here, especially with what I currently have, because I have a big sunglass case. But I don't typically have all that stuff in there, but it still does fit. Let's say I was modifying this for travel. I'm going on the airplane. I'll keep my wallet in here, water bottle, battery. I will have my travel journal that I absolutely love with my favorite pen. I could just throw that into the main compartment. It's probably how I would do it. Still need a snack. I would have my eye mask in here. If I don't have any earbuds, I would wear my headphones on me to minimize carrying stuff around. I still have tons of room to put other things in here. And then the back, that is where I would put my passport safely on its own. Probably wouldn't put anything else in there. Maybe some extra cash if I'm walking around town. Even though there are no camera separators, you could also just throw in a camera in here. So that's my review of the Tomtoc Wander-T26. If you have this bag, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. Comment below. I have been reaching for this bag quite a bit. I haven't traveled with it, but I've done lots of city excursions. I've even done little grocery runs with this by accident. I was on my way home on a bicycle from an event and I passed by a grocery store and went, oh yeah, I should probably grab something. And because I had this bag, it worked really well. Even better if you have a reusable tote, which I probably will throw one in here now that I come to think of it, because I have a pack. Pretty much have one in every bag now, because you never know when you need extra storage and it doesn't take up a lot of room. I really like this bag overall. I don't have very many negative things to say other than this buckle. I don't love the design. In terms of functionality, it works so well. You know, sometimes you need a bag and it's not all for looks and fashion. I have other bags for that. I mean, it's not terrible looking. It's a black sleep bag. Boxiness of this is just such an advantage when it comes to reaching and grabbing your things. I didn't realize to what degree. And also that I can fit my actual big water bottle in here. I really like that. If you want a more stylish sling in a smaller form factor, you can check that review right here for this bag. If you're looking for another sling that is a very similar volume, you can check that review right here. And I'll see you in the next one.